Mystery History and Future Danger. Prediction Document 1. Published on March 25, 2021. Introduction for Future Predictions. We all long for positivity in life, a future with optimism. At the same time, we all strive and work hard in the present to succeed in the future. We all hope to see a brighter future. But one thing must be kept in mind. That is, whatever the future brings upon, positive or negative, depends on the present actions. What do you think about the attitudes of people living in the world today? Do we hear more good than bad? Needless to say, deforestation, pollution, genocide, weapon production, and border struggles are what we hear almost every day on media. Can we look at the future with optimism? Let me reason you why I decided to write articles on this random yet very peculiar future prediction I came across. For years, I have been observing the direction the world is taking on. Over the past 2 decades, the world has become more and more uninhabitable due to various human activities. Global warming is a good example. Even the scientists have repeatedly warned against this, but the overwhelming greed has almost devoured humanity. Despite the dangers the world has to face, there is hardly any reduction in environmental damage done by man. Meteorologists have predicted that the future will be marked by extreme weather events. Anyhow, the purpose of these articles is not to tell you about random weather disasters. This reason goes beyond that. Scientists nowadays can predict the future by looking at current data. Interesting, isn't it? But what if a person tells of a specific day when there will be a catastrophe in the future? What if that person who foretells is a highly spiritual meditator possessing cognitive skills on another level? Regardless, it's well worth paying attention to. That is the main reason why I am writing this article. I first came to know about this in June 2020. Henceforth, I will reveal all the future predictions I have come to know concerning the present decade, starting from 2020 to 2030. As I value confidentiality, I choose not to let out any names or identification details. Let me start by inviting you not to criticize but to have an open mind. This foreteller has been a monk of the Buddha Shoshana for many years. The Reverend's birthplace or age is not known. Anyhow, he is currently meditating at Adam's Peak site, a reserve in the central highlands of Sri Lanka. The Reverend said that he aims to end the journey of samsara by detaching from the troubled human society and going to the forest and living a solitary meditative life. The people living in the border villages nearby Adam's Peak serve him, who leads a secluded life with food and other essentials. On a certain day in April 2019, during a Dhamma discussion, the Venerable Taro gave voice to some predictions which I found very spine-tingling. According to the Reverend, the very beginning of the year 2020 is unusually dangerous for the whole world. Secondly, according to the Reverend's predictions, a severe weather disaster might occur in the Asian region in 2024. The Reverend then spoke of a catastrophe in the Middle East. By the end of this decade, in the year 2030, he has preached a prophecy of a calamity that will take the lives of people up to 7 billion. The Reverend did not preach all this to scare people off. Gaining popularity or money was never his intention. He who leads a plain secluded life in the forest has no use for publicity or money. He preaches out of compassion for the people who cared for him, disseminating the knowledge he gained, to prepare them by making them realize the importance of leading a meaningful life with good conduct in the short time remaining. After preaching all this, he finally said, "I did warn you all about the catastrophe that happened in 2020 way before it happened. But no one believed it. Now I warn you about the years 2024 and 2030. But who will possibly be convinced?" Before concluding this article, I have something to say to you. If you plan to meet the Reverend one day, somehow, do not go directly to him. I'm saying this because your very presence can cause hindrance to the meditator living a solitary life. If it is essential to meet him, I request you to be considerate and arrange a visit through the people living in the border villages,